Kana woke up and saw that her body was different. She looked in the mirror and realized she had transformed into the goblin character she created in the game. This is a land full of the magic of life. Kana is sick and must maintain her life through a life support system that has not had direct contact with food for a long time. But now she can eat. Kana began to analyze this world. The inn she was staying in was in a village located between the border of the White Kingdom and the Six Kingdoms. But the strange thing is that instead of commercial development, the inn is very empty. She asked her boss this question and learned about the formation of the nation. The gods intervened and combined. There were only 3 countries left. It turns out that 200 years have passed. She returned to the room to check on her character known as the Magic Master. Kana contacted her support system and learned why she was reincarnated. Because while she was being treated, the hospital lost power and she died. Now only her mind is kept in the game. Kana thought until night. Kana wanted to find her base tower to collect information and find other players like her. Kana used magic to light up the lights. This surprised Lit. The girl told Kana to go downstairs for dinner. The owner's eldest daughter also came to talk to Kana. When they learned that she wanted to find the Silver Tower, everyone was very panicked. Louis tells the legend of a very scary silver ring witch. It turned out that person was her. 200 years have passed and this name still exists, proving that other players may still exist. That night, while she was sleeping soundly, 2 men tried to sneak into the room. Unexpectedly, Kana's anti-harassment magic summoned a white lion to chase the other 2 away. The next morning Kana woke up and went to the tower. Everyone was very worried about her, telling her to bring a water bag. Kana gratefully said she would bring a gift back to Lit. She took out protective gear to go to the tower. As Kana was relaxing, the guard's voice rang out. It blames Kana for abandoning it for 200 years. Seeing that Kana didn't remember anything about Kago, the guard immediately called her a confused old woman. Kago was her son created by the deposit system. She opened her storage space to retrieve items and asked for information about other players. Kana gives it magic points to continue holding the tower. Looks like every other tower has been shut down. Kana returned to the village but forgot to leave a teleport marker, so she had to walk. Even though she used magic, she still wasn't used to it. Kana took a break and heard a cry for help. On the other side, a bear is attacking the hunter. The bear looked huge but was knocked unconscious by Kana. The hunter thanked her and Kana introduced her name to him. That night, the villagers gathered together at the inn to eat bear meat. They gave Kana a barrel of fruit wine. Due to drinking alcohol, Kana fell asleep that night and was woken up by Lit. The 2 heard the noise and went downstairs. These merchants were on their way to the royal capital and were attacked by orcs in the forest. Kana used the healing skill. Everyone who witnessed it was very surprised. They simultaneously thanked Kana. Eli wanted to help her with something in return. Kana knew the king very well. Kago was a high priest with a very high status. When everyone learned that Kana was the mother of the high priest, everyone was surprised. She asked Eli to go with the caravan to the royal capital. Hearing that Kana left, the innkeeper cried. Kana promised to return and even gave the baby a sparkling hairpin. Kana also told Lit the secret that she was a silver ring witch. The day came when Kana had to leave with the merchant company and mercenary team. Kana got to know them and said goodbye to everyone in the village. She was very excited about this trip to the royal capital. It was a very beautiful city. Eli introduced Kana to stay at his hotel, a hotel for beastmen. She went to Kago's church, but because she didn't have an appointment, she couldn't meet him. Kana had to turn back, but suddenly there was a man shouting loudly. She followed and found a short old man named Ka. When he saw her, he called out loudly for his mother. Seeing her baby being obedient, she patted Ka's head. This sight attracted the shipyard workers, making the old man shy. Kana registered as an adventurer. Subscribers were surprised to see that she belonged to a rare high-level elf race. Kana started her path to become an adventurer. She took on the task of helping Lanti. They divided into two groups to move. They needed to find the young red-haired boy. Kana went to a neighborhood where a red-haired kid was trying to save a trapped cat but slipped and fell. Luckily, Kana used magic to save her life. The red-haired boy is Jonty's boss. He gave the cat to her and then quickly ran away. The result was predictable for anyone who lost. Kana receives Mr. Argu's entire bag of prize money from the bet. Kana returned to the inn, opened the door and saw all the animals. They came to listen to her story about the afternoon. All three of Kana's children were having dinner together. They were all very excited to meet Kana. Kana's medicine bottle was sold and it turned out that it went to her daughter. Due to the influence of alcohol, Kana was dizzy again that morning. People now call her by the nickname River Girl. Meeting the registrar again, she gave Kana an invitation letter from Mai's academy, which was also where Lottie was studying. The girl led Kana to the principal's office. When she opened the door, she saw Mai. They hugged each other tightly. After little Lottie left, Mai took Kana to meet her husband. He wanted to meet her to ask about the potion the other day. Now it was an antique, no one knew how to prepare it anymore. He told her to be careful, not to bring it out in case of chaos. He also asked her to teach students how to prepare high-quality medicine. That morning, she saw the mission to deal with ghosts in the arena. Many people think there are no ghosts and have accepted this task but have failed. Kana also did not believe that ghosts were real, so she accepted it. Kana stood in the arena, while the red-haired boy hid behind her, watching her. Kana found this place very suspicious. She took out her weapon and called the three-headed dog to patrol around. Kana started dinner. She also asked the red-haired boy to come eat with her. That night Kana scouted around but found nothing strange. Suddenly a shadow passed by. She teleported to the tower and saved a dead sapling. The guardian who appeared was very polite. The owner of the Guardian Tower, before leaving, said the dream was over. It turns out the game is closed and the world she lives in is the future. This guardian gave her the right to be the owner of the tower. The red-haired boy was also taken away by the guards at that time. Even though the mission was completed, Kana was devastated because all the players were gone. Kago knew her mother had locked herself in her room, so she ran to visit her. Mai has also arrived. Seeing that Kana had established an isolation barrier, Kana's three children met to find a way to solve the problem. Ka went to meet Kana, worried, and saw Kana happily eating grilled meat. So her sadness was treated with delicious food. Ka took her to meet the other two to reconcile. She bowed her head to apologize to them and explained everything. Before being touched, Kana wanted to talk privately with Kago and Mai. Eli is inviting her to escort them to the country of Hebel because that place is quite dangerous. The path is blocked by bandits, so they have to cross the river. On the day of their departure, Mai asked Kana to help her deliver a letter to people in the country of Hebel. They went to a river. Because the bridge was swept away by the flood, Kana used her water walking skills to bring the group to the other side. Before the last carriage could cross the river, it was dragged into the water by a giant larva. They had to cut the rope and lose a horse. Kana summoned a Sagittarius and a three-headed dog to pull the cart, but the monstrous form was so scary that he could not pull it. She summoned a giant wild boar instead. Kana is warned of danger. The captain also realized they were standing in front of the bandits' checkpoint. Kana divided the duties and took care of the rear guard. The robber was still feeling proud when he saw his comrades being attacked. The bandit leader took out a magic stick. He used fire to aim straight at Kana. Kana took out her bow of ice and snow to destroy the magician. But her emotions were very unpleasant. Because this world is no longer a game for her and all lives here are real. At night they set up camp in the square.